How was your experience on The Voice?
Speaking of failure. Thanks a lot, Dad. Thanks a lot.
No, because I think it's cool. Like, I think it's cool that you were on a television show that if you talk to 95% of Americans and you say The Voice, they know what The Voice is.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't watch it religiously, but like we all know what The Voice is. Like, how was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That actually doesn't feel like a failure. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because there was like so I won season 2 for anybody who doesn't know. You can look it up. Don't look it up. I didn't. I got kicked off really quickly.
I was believing you. I was like, the internet has got this all wrong. What?
Dang it! I should have just let it ride. No, it was really fun. It was like a kids camp, right? It was like a kids camp, except for there was no kids. It was just the adult coaches, right?
Okay.
They'd lock you in a hotel for like a month, and there's like 200 people in there that are all very similar. The Voice is like it's mostly like aspiring artists and people who have careers, but it's some sort of, you're at some sort of low intermediate level of your career trying to make it work, that sort of thing.
And at that point, where were you in your career?
I'd put out one really terrible record in college.
Self-titled, David Dunn?
No, this one was called Eyesore, EYE space SORE. Really gross.
Wait, I don't even think that's on Spotify.
No, I have removed that one from everywhere.
It's like Disney's Song of the South. You don't want anyone seeing it or hearing it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you'd released that, Eyesore.
I released Eyesore, and it was the first thing I ever did. I did it because I had a friend who I semi-met through James, who was trying to do he was doing a recording engineering degree, and his senior project, he had to record someone. And so I was writing songs and playing them. I was in Lubbock, Texas at the time. And I called him and I was like, hey, I have some songs I've been running. You should record them for me. We should do this together. And he is actually an incredible engineer and producer. He's a guy I still work with occasionally to this day. And so he made a record that sounded 10 times better than I was as an artist at the time. But they still were the songs I was writing. And so you can only polish a turd so much.
Right. But it was like
people are like, I think that's still a turd, right? So that's how I feel about that project.
You were scratching his back, he was scratching your back. It sounds to me like an African friendship.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, so you had that album.
So I did that one, and then I put out an actual decent record.
David Dunn, self-titled.
I think so. David Dunn EP.
Yeah.
I think that one's called. Yeah.
You hadn't released your Christmas album yet.
No, Christmas record happened after the third project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had some good music out there. You're going on the show.
I put out 5 songs that were actually good, and I had a bunch of sweet friends who bought it. Both of those records. That's really kind of the thing that got me started. Is I had a bunch of friends that were like, "Oh, this is so great," because they liked me. They were sweet, and so, and The Voice reached out, and I went on the show and got kicked off. The end.
You were there. You weren't there. The end.
I was there, and then I wasn't.
Any tips for?
Christina said I was attractive.
That's a win.
I said, "What's your number?" Ha ha ha. I didn't. I should have.
You thought it though.
I did think it.
There's so many men out there that are thinking things that they probably should have said. There's probably men that say things that they should have just thought. What would be your one piece of advice for any listeners that maybe want to go out for something like The Voice or American Idol or some kind of singing competition?
Yeah, have fun. Don't take it too serious. I feel like people, especially like, this is my life, and I'm gonna do this singing show, and that's how I'm gonna make it happen. Don't do it so serious. Like, it's really a good time if you allow yourself to have a good time. There was 2 kinds of people on that show, right? There was like the people who treated it like a kids camp, and then there was people that were like, this is a competition, these are my competition people, and so they go and lock themselves in their hotel room. There was a bunch of people that like popped up after. I was like, I never even saw that person. Like, who is that? Like that. So I don't. Maybe they were just introverted, but I think a lot of stress went into it that was needless because people were less interested in enjoying the experience and more interested in whatever else you would do. I don't even know.
Well, and I feel like though that that's even you in the Christian music realm, because a lot of Christian artists are. I don't want to say that you're not a serious Christian artist. You're not like a Tenacious D,
Whoa.
in the Christian
I'm
world.
not the Weird Al of the Christian music industry yet.
Yeah. Oh, that's coming up next, ladies and gentlemen.
Record.
Oh my gosh, I would listen to every song on
Pick
repeat.
of Predestination. That's a Tenacious D joke.
I love that. Yes. I think the tribute was actually a song about one of your songs.
Yeah. And me and Jack
Yeah.
Black wrote it together.
I love that. But what I was going to say is that in your world, in the Christian music industry, like you are kind of more laid back, more chill. And I feel like a lot of Christian artists, like when you come to their show and you see them, it feels like a very serious experience where they have this formula to almost like manifest the Spirit, whether or not it's happening or not. And you don't do that at your show.
No. A big portion of what I try to do is I'm actively trying to be myself, even on social media. It's a difficult thing to do, especially when in the age of branding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is how I want to brand my stuff. I think about that occasionally, but not very often. I'm trying to be me, with what I make musically and who I am, on stage. I think that really is an issue. I don't know if it's an issue for participants, for concert goers, but it is for artists. And I think a big portion of the reason is that authenticity when it comes to Jesus is coming into question. There's sort of this wave of artists who are following this blueprint of how to do things. Right, you put out these songs that fit in this mold, and then you do these concerts that fit this way. And the concerts that fit this way, a lot of the times, it ends up being sort of like a spiritual drug dealing event, to where you go, and I have to make these people feel like God is present. And so this is the way to do that. We're going to do lights this way. We're going to have these moments where people can be intimate. We're going to try and create this experience. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like saying, oh, everybody should stop doing that. No,
because when I go and see like an Elevation or a Hillsong or a Passion, that is almost my expectation.
It is your expectation.
I'm not going.
That is what people want.
Yeah,
it is what people want. The hard part for artists is that what it ends up becoming is a fabrication. Is I'm fabricating these things to try and stir these emotions over and over again. I'm continually fabricating that the Holy Spirit is here. And sometimes he is, and sometimes he isn't. And me as the person who's standing up on stage, I'm trying to make this happen because that's how you sell tickets, or that's what people need, or that's what people want. There's tons of different motivations. And what happens with the artist is that if that's the case, if you're fabricating, a lot of times Jesus becomes less real to you. Because then you get in the zone of, I'm just fabricating. Is this real? Is Jesus even real? It's sort of a downward spiral. So I have a decent number of friends who are pretty forefront in the Christian music industry that the Christian music industry sort of leads them to go, I don't know if this stuff is real. Like this is what I do, and so I'm going to keep doing it, or sometimes not. And I don't know what to do with that. Like that is an easy path to jump on. I'm gonna make this stuff happen. I'm gonna make these people feel, and then you do that over and over and over again, and you go, what's real? Like, what? Does the Holy Spirit actually move? Is he really, or is it just me being a spiritual drug dealer? Am I doing this, or is Jesus doing this? Well, it feels like I'm doing it because I know that this is the equation to make people feel like Jesus is present.
Right.
And so if that's the equation, and I don't do the equation, and people don't show up anymore, then maybe Jesus is not here. Right? It's that's an easy place to go, and it happens way more often than you would think.
Hey y'all, we hope you loved this conversation. Here at Young Married Christian, we are on a mission to see a gospel-centered home made available for every single child in the foster care system. There are 400,000 kids in the foster care system, and there are 400,000 churches in America. Wow, that is crazy. This is absolutely a solvable problem, and we want to be a part of it. If you want to join us in that mission, text the word freedom to 833-370-1610.
833-370-1610. 833-370-1610.
I just did it.
And another thing you can do that is really helpful is to smash the like button on this video.
Smash it like Satan's face. Crush it like it's Lucifer's head.
It really helps us a ton, so smash that like button, subscribe to this channel.
That's it.
Smash the like button on this video.